Wow, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, his appearance on the Final Four, it gets like 13.77 million viewers by making that one appearance. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to SF Gate, link in the description. As you guys see, it says CBS dominates TV ratings with the Final Four programming and ACM awards. Brand new article. And I know some people that like my channel may not be a big fan of basketball, or they may not watch other sports. However, it is pertinent, and you know, you've seen the title. I'm gonna relate it. It says, between the Final Four, the week's most popular entertainment special, and their usual solid shows, there was no stopping CBS this past weekend. The Nielsen Company reported or said CBS had the 8 most watched shows of last week, led by the men's national basketball semifinal that matched Texas Tech and Michigan State. And that's actually the only basketball game that trumped the one that Wilder was seen on. Says the Academy of Country Music Awards show also made it to Nielsen's top 10. The Big Bang Theory seems destined to go out on top. You know, they recently canceled that show. And it says NBC's This Is Us seen by 8.2. But if you guys, we scroll down, this is the programming. You know, they're just going over like the different networks, but right here is where we're interested. It says for the week, April 1st through 7th, the top 10 shows, their networks and viewership. The men's Final Four, Texas Tech versus Michigan, did 15.84 billion, and that was the Final Four game. Just behind that was CBS, which did 13.77 million for the Virginia Tech game, Auburn game that Wilder was seen in. So this is what we're looking at right here. CBS doing 13.77. And then it says ABC is owned by the Walt Disney Co. CBS is owned by CBS Corp. But CBS is the parent company of Showtime. Listen, this is great stuff. These are incredible ratings, and one of our own, a boxer, an American heavyweight boxer, during the intermission or whatnot, got to talk with Charles Barkley, and 13.77 million people were able to see him. This is huge news. Shout out to Steven Espinoza. From what I found out, he's, you know, the head of Showtime Sports, their sports department. He facilitated this deal. He thought of the idea of doing the merger, cross promoting, using parent company CBS, which hosted the Final Four game, March Madness. March Madness is big. Some people in the UK, they may not know how big different sports outside of boxing are. But like I keep telling you guys, America is unlike any other place because there's so much you have to compete with when it comes to sports. You know, LeBron James is huge. You know, at one point, Kobe Bryant was huge. Then we just had WrestleMania, you know, which I'm sure did a lot of viewership because they have a dedicated fan base. You got the UFC, which is a big American brand, and so on and so forth. So when we talk boxing, it's not just boxing versus, you know, rugby or cricket or something like in the UK. You're up against it, and there's multitudes of things you have to compete with. So this hurts old media. You know, new media, we're in the same position we always are in. Reliable, ethical information. This hurts old media because let them tell it. Old media says nobody in America knows Deontay Wilder. Somebody, Steven Espinoza or whoever, had the brain power and the wherewithal to put Wilder in front of that many people, and it proved to be a success. The game was tense. You know, there's some controversy, like a lot of sports games and, you know, ref decisions and things like that. But 13.77 million people had the opportunity to see our American champion So I've said this for a long time on the channel, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Eddie Hearns and Anthony Joshua, their plan has backfired. Their plan of constantly making it look like nobody in America knows who Anthony or knows who Deontay Wilder is, and he needs to do stuff to build his profile. I mean, it's like karma or something. It's like ever since Eddie Hearn made this statement and said these comments about what Deontay Wilder needs to do and how he needs to up the ante, it's been on and popping. Wilder's getting viral knockouts. He's, you know, at the Equalizer premiere with Denzel. A picture emerges with him and legends like Dr. Dre and LL Cool J. I even seen a battle rap. Where, you know, and that's part of the hip hop culture, where the battle rapper used Bronze Bomber and Deontay Wilder's name as the metaphor, as the punchline. He was like, yeah, I stubborn you like Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, I'm wild with the swing, you know. And he had the whole little scheme, and he did it using Wilder. He did it with the like Wilder bars and stuff like that. So it kind of goes without saying, Deontay Wilder right now it's on and popping. And this is another reason old media is suffering and hurt from this, is because old media said things like, you know, we know that DAZN offered good money for Wilder to go over there to DAZN, and he's weighing out his options. He told you, I'm betting on me. Like, I don't need to hurry up and decide nothing. Tyson Fury has a fight with Tom Schwartz. I have an upcoming fight. I'm gonna stay loyal to Showtime. You know, they stepped up, they're helping, and I want to come in and do stuff and make money with the people I started with. Like you see in this picture, it says happiness is the definition of what you see in this picture. A whole bunch of brothers loving each other to this day. To this day. You know, so he's all smiles, and he's a marketable man. You know, it's about time. The American champion. This is what he did after the game. He said, Auburn, MBB, you guys were amazing. My heart goes out to you. The refs took it away, the best moment of your lives, but don't get discouraged. You did it once, you'll do it again. Baby, blessings. Hashtag speak it, believe it, receive it. You know, the Tyson Fury fight, clearly Wilder didn't back out of the rematch. We know it was Tyson Fury that did it. So, you know, I don't see any other way, but this is a win. This is a W for Mr. Wilder. You know, I know his last name starts with a W, but now he got another W, because 13.77 million people, that's a lot of visibility. And unlike DAZN, and this is what I try to tell you, this is what DAZN was up against, because DAZN is a streaming app. You know, if you're a hardcore boxing fan or Bellator fan or, you know, whatnot, then it might be a destination for you. But you can't by accident really, you have to be intentional in your searching of DAZN. Like to seek out DAZN, probably word of mouth, or you're a boxing fan and you're like, oh, what is this? Or you follow Canelo's page or something like that. The thing I like about and why I don't think streaming, I think streaming will be the future, but I don't think it's fully here right now to the point where pay-per-views and different things like that have no place in the business model, right? And it's because, like I said, when you have a linear network and a channel, you could just be flipping the channels and like bored at home, and then watch the Final Four, and it's getting good, the game's getting good, and then, you know, during the halftime show or whatever, they call up Deontay Wilder and start talking to him, introduced him as the American heavyweight champion of the world. You could get curious. Oh, okay, you're fighting. Are you fighting in May? You know, let me check him out. Okay, I have Showtime, or maybe I'll get it. It's like it's bringing boxing back, you know, having boxing on prime time. And I don't know, it was a smart move, very smart move from the powers that be, Al Heyman and Steven Espinoza, because that got this man a lot of visibility. So it's already one thing that he's producing these types of knockouts. See, and this is the type of thing that I am happy for Wilder and for boxing's sake, because one, you know, I'm an American, so you always see me supporting American fighters. Yes, including the Black American fighters. You know, I know they try to make you feel a type of way or feel bad for supporting black-owned businesses or black fighters, and we're not doing that. New media. But the thing I like about this for Wilder's sake is, you know, he's had a tough road. People failing drug tests and his fights getting canceled. The runaround he got with Joshua. People like kind of making a mockery and saying, aha, you don't sell in your own state and nobody in New York knows you. You're not big in America. Joshua's bigger than you. And all that stuff is coming back to haunt the man fans and the old media because it's showing up that it's not true. Joshua's sitting here about to fight in June at the Garden with Gerald Miller and has been very quiet. You know, Eddie Hearns did all of this like smear campaign to make it look like Wilder wasn't a notable known commodity in the States, and that's proven to not be true. And people have questioned the PBC business model. Oh, when are these guys gonna fight if there's like hiccups where like Gervonta Tank Davis might be on the sidelines and stuff like that? But clearly from a business perspective, they know what they're doing because, you know, name a time where DAZN streaming app had 13.77 million concurrent viewers. You know, we know they don't have that in their subscriber base, so, you know, it's not really feasible that they have that. You get what I'm saying? You know, and then again, you see Evander Holyfield, who spoke on it. You see Kevin Hart next to, so it's not looking good for old media because they try so hard to keep this black man down, and they try so hard to taint his image and make people not like him or make him sound inferior and unknown and not respected in America. And karma's a motherfucker. And the thing I like about it is Wilder has the charisma and he's doing this in ring. So if you accidentally seen him on the Final Four and then you did check out the Dominic Brazil, that could end violently based on his style. So it would be like if you stumble upon Wilder, I'm not saying he's the most technical guy or nothing like that, but he's exciting to watch. He's exciting and he speaks and he means something when he's speaking. So I think it just kind of benefits the fan all around when they get to see stuff like that. So it's a good fighter to, if you didn't know much about him, to start up with boxing and maybe lure you in to get curious, because we do have fighters and American champions like this who are ton of heart, you know, heavy hitters, always put their best foot forward, very freakishly athletic, you know. So I think Wilder is a good ambassador for American boxing. Again, does he fight like Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker? No, but that's fine. What he's doing has suited him well and is working in his career, and it looks to be, it just keeps growing. So that's the thing. And I'm also a big fan of underdog stories. You got this man who it seemed like everything was against him. He couldn't lure the big names. DAZN and Eddie Hearns were saying, you must fight us on DAZN if you want a shot at all these belts that Joshua has, or be stuck with the one belt and no one's gonna know you and things like that. Wilder's creating his own destiny. He's betting on himself. 13.77 million. That's crazy. That's a lot of people. And it doesn't matter if you're from the UK, Great Britain, or wherever. 13.77 million people being privy to your brand this is phenomenal. No matter what you say. You know, it's just like when you see the Super Bowl, everybody, they pay top dollar, you know, millions of dollars or whatever the going rate is to have a 30-second spot, an ad commercial for the Super Bowl. Reason being is the Super Bowl is primetime real estate, as primetime TV, and they know a lot of people are tuned in, you know, because this is an annual thing. You have to understand the American sports infrastructure. You know, I know people that don't watch baseball because there's so many games throughout the season, but they will tune into the World Series. Some people don't watch basketball until it gets to the playoffs and the finals, and then they're glued to it, you know. So having the Final Four, this is something that's anticipated every March, and to have Wilder speak was a brilliant plan. And I think people, the more they get to know Wilder and see what he's about based on when he's talking, the more they kind of respect him and it just grows his brand. And then, like I said, once he captures their attention, that's what you have to do. Once you catch and capture their attention, you just have to sustain it, maintain it, show them what they showed up for. And I think that's what Deontay Wilder is going to be really good at. Okay, you got their attention. Now what it is, it's like someone who's they come up to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, or J. Cole, and they have a mixtape, and then they say, spit something for me. Okay, they're giving you the golden opportunity. What are you gonna do with it? You know, they said, spit your verse, an ill verse. Let me know where you coming from. Let's hear it. So at that rate, you know, it's on you. And I think the ball's in Wilder's court. He has a lot of options. The Joshua Miller fight, it might be solid, but in America, I haven't really heard too much noise about it, right? And clearly Tyson Fury, they just dropped that the fight's happening in MGM and made it official. You don't really see too many people talking about that, and you don't see the reaction from that to be favorable. So, you know, I like the growth and maturity that I'm seeing. Even his speaking, Deontay Wilder speaking in front of the camera, is seeming a lot more polished. He's you're getting to know a little bit more about the man, not just the fighter, and I just respect it. So let me know what you guys think. You know, this is phenomenal. You know, there's a very smart plan to put him in front of that CBS Final Four crowd. And this is not the first time Al Heyman and the Premier Boxing Champs have done this, you know, and people, they're like, damn, after you see it, after it's already been done. See, this takes coordination. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to coordinate certain things and be like, okay, Wilder, you got to catch a plane. You got to be there, you know, be ready to speak at this time. Like this is by design. This is not like a fluke, like he just happened. This was all plotted. This was all like approved and, you know, things like that. So I got to give it to Premier Boxing Champs, Showtime. And see, this is probably a reason why Wilder is loyal to Showtime, because Steven Espinoza just put you in front of roughly almost 14 million people, you know, and then DAZN was trying to pick him up and people are, oh, you're an idiot for not taking the deal. How much of an idiot is he? He stayed true to the people, and then they pulled some strings in the ways that they could, you know. Steven Espinoza is the one that I heard facilitated this. So he just got you in front of 13 million, 14 million people, you know, by calling his CBS Connects. I think he might have even used to work on the CBS side, not just the Showtime, before he switched over to the Showtime sports side. So, you know, this is not the first time Premier Boxing Champs has done something like this. We've seen it also when they cleverly put Errol Spence Jr. behind the Rio Olympics, I think in 2016, and he fought Bundu and knocked him out. And Bundu, you know, was like stretched in there, and that got like 6 million, 8 million, something. I don't remember the exact figure, but it got a ton of people and a ton of eyes on them. That's the great thing about where boxing is at now. These big major companies are forking over some of the dough to give to boxers, to give to their boxing programming. They're coming out with boxing shows. You know, YouTube is becoming, you've seen more boxing channels appear out of nowhere. This is all good for the growth of the sport. And especially when you can have 13 million people see an American heavyweight champion or just American champion. It's great marketing. In retail, I used to work at Lowe's. I was a manager at Lowe's, salary manager, or I worked up to a salary manager position. We would call it cross merchandising. When you take items that you may need out of the hardware department, aisle 17 or whatever, and you put them all the way in the different part of the store in the paint department, because you know that they go hand in hand with each other. You know, people that are painting their house, they might need a tape measure. They might need a stud finder. They might need to, you know, whatever the situation is. They might need Goo Gone that's in the hardware department. So that's like cross merchandising, or in this case, it's cross branding. I think it's very smart, and I'm happy that Showtime and CBS came together to give Wilder, who's been unfairly treated in that regard, this type of spotlight using their platforms. And again, DAZN at this moment, they can't offer him that. They can offer him 100 million flat fee without knowing how big the fight is going to be, but they can't offer a linear platform that under any circumstance right now is going to generate these types of looks. You know, and I know it wasn't. It was about the Final Four and March Madness, so it wasn't like the Wilder show. Like he was talking throughout the whole thing, but it don't matter. He was still, out of 13 million, somebody's seen him. You know, and that somebody could be somebody who loves sports and likes boxing, but is just getting into it, so they don't know all the players and all the faces. So they put him in front of that type of crowd. Brilliant move. 13.77. Remember that number. And then now he has an upcoming fight, so it just kind of goes hand in hand. That's something DAZN couldn't really offer at this point because they're new in America, trying to build up their subscriber base, and then now they've raised their price, which makes it less appealing. Like, hey, pay $20 a month versus $9.99 a month after a 30-day free trial. So we don't know what type of growth they'll receive. They've got some backlash from raising the price, so we'll see how it all pans out. Smart move from CBS, the parent company, Showtime, shout out to them, Stephen Espinoza, and also Wilder for moving the needle and keeping his brand growing year after year. And he's making a lot of people eat their words, just like new media. You know, they try so hard to condemn you and try to make you a failure, and you break through those shackles, you break through those barriers, and they just look crazy in the end. Oh, nobody knows Wilder. Well, now 13 million plus people had the opportunity to meet him. Let me know what you guys think. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. Bomb Squad! So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.